Hello everyone and welcome to this new video. We're going to prepare our lineup. So who are going to be our next opponents? It's going to be Black Eagle, and they sit here in the league. Well, as we can see here, they've been conceding a relatively well, I'd say low, but it looks more average amount of goals. No, it's probably relatively low. And they have not been scoring very much, just even less than we did, which does not sound like a lot. So let's try and have a look at their lineup. So they are these, and they look pretty good actually. So let's start with the goalkeeper, 4 stars, 15.8. Alright, the goalkeeper is probably some sort of a weak point there. He's good, but yeah, we've seen way better there. Defense, injured, 4 stars, 16.9, 4.5 stars, 19, and then 31.8 with 4.5 stars. This guy is very, very good. Then 4.5 stars, 17.2. Sorry, injured. Good news for us actually. 4 stars, 28. 4.5 stars, 28.3. So these two central midfielders are more experienced than ours. And then 4 stars, 36. Well, this is a tough call because these two wingers are very good, and actually we don't have good enough players to outperform this one. We don't have good enough players to really outperform this one either. It's going to be tough. And then 21.4 with 4.5 stars, and 4 stars with 32.7, which means, and good finishing skills also, which means this guy's going to lend around 8 points. 8 experience points to this one, who's going to reach around 30 with very, very good finishing skills. Well, actually top-notch finishing skills. So these guys are dangerous, very dangerous. They're not very quick though. They're not extremely quick. So we might be taking advantage of this. They play normal with through balls, so that's probably the point why they haven't been scoring that much. Let's have a look at the squad because I'm quite curious to see whether they have any aces up their sleeve, because they've actually got a pretty good team, but I was wondering whether these injured guys are actually going to be replaced by somebody who's just as good or even better. So goalkeepers there. This one guy's injured, so 1, 2, 3 going to be the defenders. One of these was not playing in the previous game, probably this one. Apollonia was playing, so there must be Mearelli. Right, it's on 2.7, so he's going to increase the experience level, but not by a lot, which is good for us. And then third defender is going to be this one. Midfielders, they're going to play this one, I believe. 8.3 doesn't sound all too much. With these two, no, sorry, with 1 and 2 in the middle. This one, Fika guy, does not sound too strong. That does not look too strong. So 1 and 2 are going to be the central midfielders. Left midfielder, right midfielder, it's fine. So yeah, this one guy's disqualified, so he's not going to be playing in the midfield, which is good for us again. And they're going to have 2 strikers among those, which does not sound all too bad actually. These guys are are very dangerous because they have higher experience in the midfield, quite possibly not high skills, or well, comparable skills with higher experience, which is not good. And they have comparable skills with higher experience on the wings as well. So this line is what's going to be very tedious for us. The defense and the goalkeeper do not sound all too strong. These strikers look dangerous, but not impressively dangerous. But this midfield is what really makes the difference there. These guys are very, very good with the midfield. So let's try and see what we can do. I'm sorry, this is the B team. Let's switch to the main team. So the lineup is actually right, or at least it looks like so. I was wondering if we could probably increase our skills in the midfield and add one more midfielder, because they're probably going to play with a defensive midfielder, so one more midfielder on our side could be a good thing. But I think we have to be careful with those two strikers because they're still dangerous. So I think this kind of lineup should be fine. Also, having Quiriconi on the left and Ceriani on the right should allow us to sort of help and to try and outperform these two strikers, because Quiriconi will be marking this one with a higher experience, and Ceriani will be marking this one with a slightly lower amount of experience. Yet this guy is not very fast. Sorry, this guy's not very fast, so, and doesn't have an impressively high amount of techniques. So we should be able, well, Ceriani should be able to counter him somehow. So I think this kind of defensive lineup is somewhat fine. And then let's have a look at the mentality. Actually, I think that going slightly attacking is the best option, because this way we'll be protecting ourselves against those two good strikers and against those two good midfielders who are very likely to slightly outperform our midfield despite being thicker. And short passing will not be working. I think we should be going, well, I was wondering if we could play through balls, but the problem is that their defenders are too fast and they're 3 against 1 basically. So we'll have to play wings on the wings. I'm not quite sure how things will pan out, but at least on the left we have Viniero, who's more skilled than their right midfielder, and he's slightly more experienced. On top of that, we have a comparably skilled left winger with a tiny bit lower experience. So these two together should be able to bypass this winger. Not quite sure about this. So this game is going to be very, very tough, I'm afraid. So we'll go slightly attacking, just to be a tiny bit careful, but trying to increase our ball possession overall. We'll go playing on the wings. We'll focus on the left. And then, what do we have here? We have Basseri replacing Napoli, but I think we'll have to go like this and replacing him, subbing Napoli at the 90th minute, and then very attacking. No, I think we should do this, but with attacking, not very attacking anyway. And yeah, in case we were drawing at the 60th minute, because overall I think we have tiny bit high skills, just a tiny bit high skills, in particular when it comes to their defense against our strikers. So this should be giving us a tiny bit of an advantage, increasing the ball possession, so the opportunities for 1, 2 and 3 to get the ball and outperform the defense. At the same time, in case we were losing by 2, we'll go very attacking. But I'd rather say -1, because these guys are very good. So, and we won't go very attacking, we'll just go attacking. Yes, I think this is fine, but in case a goal was scored, or rather at the 60th minute, let's try and go like that. So at the 60th minute, in case we're winning, slightly attacking should be fine. In case we were drawing, we'll go attacking. And also in case we were losing, we'll go attacking at the 60th minute. So I think this should be somewhat fine. Now let's move the clock up to 65th minute. It's not going to change much, I'm afraid, but I think a balanced game in this, under these circumstances, is going to be fine. So, well, it's going to be pretty normal. So let's go this way, because lately we don't really have a massive striking power, and they have a good defense. At the same time, they don't look like they have a massive striking power, so they'll probably struggle when it comes to scoring. Or yeah, when it comes to scoring. So we'll have to be waiting, in my opinion, till towards the end of the game and try and do a Cobra move by the end of the game. So guys, I think this is it for today. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Please support the team, because this game is going to be extremely important. 3 points right now would be massively important. And thanks a lot again for watching, as usual. See you in the next video. Bye bye.